Now, you show me you could build an organization and put together a real plan, then maybe we could talk.
Quan rolled through. I'm turning up the heat to something real uncomfortable.
Here, problem.
I'll let Stefano know that I'll no longer be supplying your operation. You know the way out.
What the fuck do you know?
Sound like Raq got beef with that Quan nigga. He been raising the price, so she looking for new supply.
Thought you were dead.
Again, not alive.
King is back to take his crown. The king is back. I think it's time I show my face up in this motherfucker.
Unique is alive as hell. He doing anything he can to her.
Can't take out Stefano. But if we could just soften him up enough, his own people will do it for me.
Let's do this.
I'm back. I look like I never left.
Welcome back, Top Notch Gang, to another video. We're 5 episodes into season 4 of Raising Kanan. Things are heating up, and it's about time for Unique to take back over Queens, the streets, be in full control of everything, and all the pieces are already in play, and we're gonna see it take shape in the next episode. Raq and Marvin are gonna be on the outside looking in. So we gotta break down all the details and clues of everything that's been set up so far, the mistakes that Marvin has been making that Unique is gonna capitalize on. Raq ended her relationship with Quan. We saw Quan and Unique have a conversation with each other at the end of episode 5, how that's gonna come into play, and ultimately his alliance with Phil Russo, who's looking to get Stefano knocked off, getting him removed from his position, and most of all, his relationship with Vanessa and Raq and her pregnancy, if that storyline comes back up, how it all comes full circle. So with all this coming together at the exact same time, Unique is in prime position to reintroduce himself, take back over New York like he never left before. We're going to talk about how he do it, the leaked episode descriptions, and everything we have so far. As usual, you guys leave a like, comment, subscribe, and let's get right into it. Now, we got to kick this off with the 2 biggest mistakes we have seen between Marvin and Raq so far that Unique is going to take advantage of. Now, of course, we're going to start with Marvin because he's been moving different this entire season. Ever since Gerald was working with the FBI at the end of season 3 and he did him wrong, he's been pissed off about it. This nigga's just been on a rampage, just doing unnecessary shit, killing unnecessary people just cuz. And the biggest and most important one is, of course, the nigga at the bar in Corona that was doing the gambling shit for Stefano, when Stefano told him not to kill him, just push his buttons a little. But he was talking shit to Marvin, and Marvin just ended up killing that nigga basically. And obviously if he did that, he had to replace him. He has to replace him with someone, and the person he decides to give the job to is Early. Now, obviously, you guys see the problem with this. Early is the one that Unique called to scoop him up after Ronnie beat the shit out of him, basically nursed him back to health, had him living in his house and everything like that. So he was the first one to know Unique is still alive. Unique paid him back his money, but he's keeping his secret. So in the long run, this is gonna come back to bite Marvin in the ass. And it's interesting because Stefano said it himself. If something goes wrong, this falls back on Marvin.
I'm vouching for your friend here. Any mistakes, I'll be looking at you, Marvin.
Yeah, I'm not gonna have to look for him right here.
And Marvin has been making so many mistakes this entire season that they're all just bound to add up. It's just not looking good for him. And we even see within the episode 6 description, it talks about Marvin's poor judgment, his mistake, Raq overcoming that. It actually says that in several of the episode descriptions. I believe it says it in like 8 or 9 as well. So we don't even know what mistakes they're talking about, but I think it's possibly this one because of Phil Russo. Phil Russo told Unique if he was able to build up a team, an organization, have people backing him, then he'll join in his fight to take down Raq, Stefano, and everyone else. And now that he has someone close to Stefano and Marvin, then it should be easier to infiltrate and find out whatever they got going on. Now, on the Raq side of things, obviously, it's her relationship with Quan. We know Quan and Unique had a pretty good relationship when Unique was in charge and running shit, but when Raq stepped in to take the spot, he always kind of looked at her sideways, and because of that, he just raised her prices randomly, and she really wasn't feeling it. She wasn't fucking with it. So they've been bumping heads consistently throughout this season so far, and in the last episode when she paid him his money, she didn't pay the price increase that he charged her. So she says she's not paying it. Basically, we know she's going behind his back to get a new supplier, to get a direct link to the product. So she didn't give a fuck. And he was like, all right, cool. I'm not gonna fund you no more product, anything. Go ahead and tell Stefano that our business together is done. And he also, interestingly enough, said within that conversation, he preferred Unique over to her. Unique was limited, but he had honor. He was about his word. He could respect him.
Unique's body's not even cold yet, and yet you step in and take over his business. Unique may have been limited in his vision, but I respected him. A man of his word.
And this just so happens to be the same episode that Unique showed Quan that he is alive. Now, obviously, he got this information that he would be able to get Quan on his side from OC. OC has been snitching or giving information to Unique about Raq, Kanan, their whole operation, everything like that. And interestingly enough, we were wondering why Unique didn't kill OC when he robbed the stash spot a few episodes ago, because he took out their lawyer, he took out the two people at the Chinese spot so they wouldn't reveal that he was alive. So I'm like, why wouldn't he kill OC? OC will easily be able to reveal that he's alive, and it's because he's using him for information, which makes a lot of sense. But OC was able to tell him that Raq is looking to get product from somewhere else. Her and Quan are on the same page, and that got Unique to go get Quan and the Koreans, I believe he's Korean, on his side. And now that he got them, he has Early that's right next to Stefano. He's building up an army and a team, organization to back him, and that's gonna make Phil Russo decide that, okay, now we can work together. Now, one of the first steps and plans are for them to take out Stefano. This is for a few reasons, one of them being the death of Sal Baselli. We know, of course, Stefano wanted him gone and got Raq and Marvin to, of course, knock him off. The mailman always delivers. And we know Unique and Sal was kind of close up to the very end before he died. We know, of course, Phil Russo had a relationship with Sal Baselli and his wife. That's how he got the connection to Unique. And we could hear in the new trailer them talking about getting rid of Stefano.
Can't take out Stefano. But if we could just soften him up enough, his own people will do it for me.
Now, funny enough, we had got a clue in the first trailer where Stefano says famous last words.
Famous last words.
And I, of course, connecting this back to Famous, who, funny enough, is dead or was revealed to have died in the last episode. But now it's looking likely that Stefano is the target, the person they're going to take out, which is Raq's only other ally right now. So it will really hurt her. And one of the episode descriptions talks about her and Marvin out of product, out of options, trying to find out what to do, basically. And I think, obviously, with her getting rid of Quan, we see her, Stefano, and the Afghani connect. I think he's from Afghanistan, but we see them meeting so she could become the new supplier, get the product straight from him. But I think if something was to happen with Stefano, then that whole deal will fall apart, and that's what I expect to take place within the next episode. Once again, we overhear a conversation of them saying, you hurt Stefano's business, fuck it up, and they'll take him out for you. And once again, with Early being so close to him already, the opportunities are there to ruin everything. So I think they're about to get in a position where Stefano is the only last standing person in cahoots with Raq. Even though him and Unique didn't have a problem with their relationship, they was working together good as well before Raq came and stepped back in. But I think this is just what Phil Russo wants, and Unique has to get it done to make sure that Raq isn't in control no more. She's not winning. Now we're getting to the point where with Unique doing all this, he's of course about to reintroduce himself of being alive, being back on top. We hear him say it multiple times.
King is back to take his crown. The king is back. I think it's time I show my face up in this motherfucker.
We even see him buying his jewelry back, showing that he's just gonna be as flashy as ever, like he never left. And he's gonna be the same old Unique. I know this kind of rolls out the breeze theory. I know a lot of people still don't seem to think so. We also hear another trailer sneak peek of Raq saying Unique's alive and he's doing everything he can to hurt us.
Unique is alive as hell. He doing anything he can to hurt us.
Now this of course leads into the situation with Vanessa and of course Raq's pregnancy. We're going to Raq's pregnancy first. We got to talk the direct connection, impact, fight with Raq when they do ultimately see each other, how I think it's all going to play out and go down. And ultimately I think it has to involve, or the pregnancy at the very least will be mentioned. Now, but as we know, in season 3 Unique and Raq was fucking with one another on and off, everything like that, before he got taken out by Ronnie. And in that 3-month flashback we did see that she was pregnant. She went and got the abortion. She told them that the father was recently deceased and everything like that. But also something important that we overhear is that she told Jukebox that she could have loved him, that she could have loved Unique.
Did you love him? I think I could have.
Now, I don't think they would have did this storyline, and they also did show it again in the recap for episode 2, if they weren't gonna bring this back up later down the road. I don't think this is something that's just gonna fly by, or at least I hope not, because this seems like a interesting point that's gonna take place. Because Unique, he put 2 and 2 together and got 5, and that's really why he crashing out when all of this could have got resolved from having one conversation. But obviously it's a TV show, they got to draw it out, I understand that. But still, I feel like when the conversation finally does happen for them, it's going to be interesting to see how it takes place, or if too much damage is already done from everything that Unique is starting to do. Took out the lawyer, it's gonna ruin the Chinese spy, her business, they're gonna be low on product, everything like that. And then he could also possibly target her son, her brothers, her niece. I think it might be too far gone by the time they have this conversation to where none of that really matters, and one of them ultimately will take the other one out. And that's also where I feel like Vanessa can come in. Now, I predicted this in my Unique Alliances video. I talked about, of course, him robbing the little Chinese spots, and he went to Vanessa's mom's house, left the money in the mailbox. And I talked about how we knew in season 3 when Unique went missing and got taken out by Ronnie, Vanessa of course thought it was Raq. So she pulled up at Raq's house with a gun and everything like that. Of course Raq subdued her, they had a conversation, Raq letting her know she didn't do the shit. And I talked about in that video, I said Vanessa is possibly gonna think that money is from Raq. And we saw in this last episode, Unique dropped up some more money, and later in the episode Vanessa confronted Raq about it, asking if it was her, is it because she felt guilty for killing Unique. And Raq is reiterating over again that I told you already, I wasn't the one who killed them. This is interesting because we also know Vanessa is the one who gave Raq the information that Ronnie in the last season was working with Juliana and everything like that. So they were on good terms seemingly by the end of last season. Like they had a few conversations with one another, they had like more of an understanding. So seeing Vanessa confront her like I predicted was interesting, because when Unique reintroduces himself, obviously he's gonna go back to Vanessa and his son. He's been watching over them this entire season, leaving the money. Like I said, he wants to see his family. So when that happens, I want to see the conversation between Vanessa and Unique, if she questions if Raq did it or not, or if she just chooses to believe him, like, okay, Raq was lying to me the whole entire time. Then I think that's going to be an interesting factor to play a part in everything that's going on as well. Or they wouldn't continuously keep showing Vanessa. So she's a character to keep an eye on for sure. Overall though, that's it for this video. You can leave your thoughts and opinions down below on everything, but Unique is definitely, based off all the episode descriptions, about to assume control of Queens. He's about to take over everything. He's about to reintroduce himself like he said and make it be known that he's running shit now, with the help of Phil Russo and the big mistakes of like Raq and Quan not working together no more, and also Marvin killing the bookie out in Corona, putting Early in that position, it's not looking too good for them. The saving grace, of course, for Raq is the pregnancy. If she could have loved him, if she has some proof of that, I want to see an actual conversation be had between them. I don't know if there will be one, like a formal conversation, because like I said, this is gonna extend to the end of the season, and Unique pretty much already has his mind made up of what he thinks happened. Once again, Vanessa is a character we got to continuously watch out for, so keep your eyes on that. As usual, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.